Ukraine's worst fear comes true. U.S. confirms military aid cuts starting 2026.
The U.S. Department of Defense has announced that military aid to Ukraine will be reduced in the 2026 budget, sparking fears in Kiev of increased casualties and a prolonged war. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump slammed the support as a waste of money. On June 11, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth acknowledged that Russia is the aggressor in the Ukraine conflict, but confirmed that the Pentagon's 2026 budget includes cuts in military assistance to Kyiv. When questioned in Congress about whether the proposed Pentagon budget increases or decreases support for Ukraine compared to previous administrations, Hegseth clearly stated, "This budget is a reduction." Ukrainian officials expressed deep concern. Oleksandr Merezhko, chairman of the Ukrainian Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, told Newsweek, "Such cuts will lead to more Ukrainian casualties, including civilians. Anyone in the US who supports reducing aid becomes morally responsible for those losses." While the exact details of the 2026 US defense budget have not been released, signs of a shift are evident. For the first time in history, the US Secretary of Defense skipped the Ukraine Defense Contact Group meeting as Hegseth declined to attend the June 4th gathering at Ramstein Air Base in Germany. Back in March, the US government had already ordered a temporary halt to military aid transfers to Ukraine. 2 weeks later, in an interview with Fox News, President Donald Trump voiced frustration. "What bothers me the most is the money. I hate seeing it. Sorry, being thrown away like that." Trump's comment stirred controversy, as military aid is not delivered in cash. Instead, it involves transferring weapons from US stockpiles, with Congress later allocating funds for American defense companies to replenish those supplies. Alexei Goncharenko, a Ukrainian MP from Odessa, warned that cutting off aid would only embolden Russia. "It's the opposite of what President Trump wants, to end the war," he told Newsweek. Addressing Congress, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth argued, "A never-ending war, funded by the US while Ukrainians bleed and Russia pours in limitless resources, that's a non-strategic scenario for America." However, many lawmakers disagreed. Senator Chris Coons, a senior member of the Senate Defense Appropriations Subcommittee, warned, "Completely eliminating Ukraine aid in the 2026 budget request is alarming. Abandoning Ukraine would put the US at a severe strategic disadvantage."
President Putin, Russia has the world's most advanced nuclear weapons.
This arsenal guarantees national sovereignty and global power balance, according to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Speaking at a government meeting on the National Armament Program on June 11th, President Putin emphasized the need to pay special attention to further developing the country's strategic nuclear triad. The nuclear triad refers to the combination of intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, launched from land, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs, and strategic bombers, all capable of carrying nuclear warheads. This system ensures that a country's nuclear forces cannot be completely destroyed in a first strike attempt to neutralize them. Currently, 95% of our strategic nuclear forces are equipped with modern weapons and systems, Putin said at the meeting, adding that Russia is making good progress in this area. That is the highest level of modernization among all nuclear powers in the world, he stated. In recent years, Russia has significantly modernized its nuclear arsenal. The Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile officially entered combat duty in September 2023. Sarmat is considered one of Russia's most formidable nuclear weapons, with an estimated range of around 18,000 kilometers and a payload capacity of approximately 10 tons. However, according to President Putin, Moscow should not focus solely on nuclear weapons. He called on the government to develop a new, long-term armament program that prioritizes the advancement of a wide range of modern weapons, drawing from practical experiences gained during the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Both Russia and Ukraine have heavily relied on unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, in the current war. According to The Times, in a May report, Russia is now outperforming Ukraine in the UAV race in terms of both development and battlefield deployment. The report specifically highlights that Russia's fiber optic drones are reshaping the physical structure of the front lines, altering combat tactics and influencing the mindset of soldiers on the ground.